Good morning. Good
Good morning.
morning. Welcome to the Faith Tabernacle Sunday School Hour, where our pastor is Elder Gregory Newby. This is a day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. But we will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in our mouth. Today's lesson is entitled Healing 10 Lepers, and it's coming from Luke, the 17th chapter, 11 through 19, and our golden text reads, "And he said unto him, Arise, go thy way, thy faith has made thee whole." So we don't want to hold up the time. We want to bring our teacher up right now, John Newby. Won't you receive him as he comes?
Amen.
Amen.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
As the lesson entitles, now this is going to be a quick lesson, but it's a very important lesson. It's okay. Never mind. I'll show you because this book don't let us stay. It's a very important lesson, and it's entitled "Healing the 10 Lepers." And it's coming from Luke 17, 11 through 9. And I'll read the golden text again, make sure y'all can get a hang of it. The golden text reads, and it says, "And he said unto him, Arise, go thy way. Thy faith hath made thee whole." Now, I got a question for y'all. Is it really hard to say thank you?
No.
Yes.
You say yes, Deacon? Pastor, you said no.
You said thank you.
Yeah, is it hard to say the word thank you?
Oh, no. Absolutely.
Yes,
So what's the answer?
it is.
Okay.
Because not everybody don't say it. Especially you hold the door for somebody, they just walk past and expect you to do it.
Right. They expect.
They
Yeah, you're right.
expect you to do it. And another thing is waiters and waitresses. We don't say thank you for them services all the time.
We say I tip.
We say I tip, but we don't say. But sometimes it's good to hear them say, hear you say you appreciate them, especially big bosses in the workplace. They show appreciation by giving us stuff, bonuses, and all this other stuff. But when it comes to our hard work and due diligence, doing what we're supposed to do, they don't say thank you. So in this case, it's going to be one specific person, one special person. Now he was a Samaritan. He came back and said thank you.
But you know what, teacher? We had an attitude. They only doing what they're supposed to do anyway. So that's why we don't say thank you, because they only do what they're supposed to do.
They're getting a check.
Not even that, because even in relationships, we're the same way.
Yes.
So that word speaks a high value. So in this case, this is gonna come. This is when Jesus and the 10 lepers got healed. All of them fled away. One came back. And this is just by saying thank you and thank God. Take time to thank God for what He brought you from, or any other case of that matter, because you could have still been in that situation, and don't take it for granted. And don't feel like it's being disappointed. So as we go ahead and start the lesson off, because our outline is going to be hearing the need and receiving gratitude. So we're going to start with hearing the needs, and somebody just read 11 and 12.
And it came to pass as he went to Jerusalem that he passed through the midst of Samaria and Galilee. And as he entered into a certain village, there met him 10 men that were lepers, which stood afar off. Come on in.
Okay, so as this was saying, now Jesus was going through Now, he was in Jerusalem anyway for a feast, feast of dedication. And he was there for a while. And then in the midst of that, he had Samaria and Galilee, but he couldn't go to Galilee because because that was the last appearance of Jesus at that time. If he went to Galilee, he would have got killed by King Herod.
Right.
So he stayed out the way. So he went the opposite way. He didn't go through. He did a little roundabout. He took the alternate route to get to where he needed to go. But he went to this little village out there, and these couple of people were out there, and they all had lepers. 10 of them had leprosy. You know, we all know leprosy is a very bad skin condition, and if you be too close to them, you'll catch it.
Like how COVID is today.
Yeah, like COVID.
Yes.
Like COVID, AIDS, RSV, the virus that's out right now in China is going on. Bird flu, anything. And they couldn't go back to their homeland because of that condition, of that illness.
Yes.
The priest cast them out. And the priest said, y'all can't come back here until y'all heal, and I confirm that y'all heal.
Right. So
they was out in the wilderness for a while in this little village, and they saw the point. So they couldn't really do anything. They had to make a living out there on their own. And so it's those church folks out there that come to church, but they don't want to come to church. But they staying out there in the wilderness, and when they see somebody come past that's a man of God or whatever, they be like, "Oh, can you come help me? Man of God, can you come help me? I see you got that collar on. I see you got that deacon suit on. Like, can you come over here and help me, man? I need help. I need help, please. I just need something." So in this case, that's what these 10 lepers were doing. They saw Jesus come through. They saw Jesus come through there. And the crazy part about it is they knew who Jesus was, but they didn't know of Jesus. They didn't know the miracles that he done. They just know his name. But they know, and then he had 12 disciples, so they know at least he had 12 people with him. So they knew of Jesus. Somebody read 13 and 14.
And they lifted up their voices and said, Jesus,
who?
Master, have mercy on us. And when he saw them, he said unto them, go show yourselves unto the priests. And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed.
Yeah.
Now this is the interesting part right here. It's the big part. Now, when they saw him, they all was in awe, like, Jesus, oh my God, it's him. Yeah, he's gonna deliver us. He's gonna deliver us from our illness. We can go back to our families, this and that. So they had a plan. Yeah. They know of Jesus, And they all was just like, come on, we gonna do this. We gonna make sure this man heal us. So they had those little plan going on. Like today, when they go to when people from outside that's not saved and all the other, they just come here expecting that they're gonna get delivered from whatever, or they're gonna get given something that, oh, this church right here, he good. Just saying a whole bunch of stuff to make you come. And when you do come and you got delivered from whatever situation, you don't come back. Mm-hmm. You don't come back at all. You may come back for Easter.
But you know what? But Jesus did acknowledge that, okay? Hit your eyes like you started off to ask earlier. If somebody called you and you finna go into the store or to the house and they say, hey, excuse me, I don't want to hear. You keep on, you say, you don't even want to let them finish what they want to ask you, because you think you already know they out here bad.
Yeah.
So you ain't even giving them the chance. You say, I don't want to hear that.
That's wrong with us right now, because sometimes we thinking they up to something, up to no good, like they want something. Because I remember one time at a car wash, like a few years ago, This man and I knew he was begging because he had a little fake little portable card thingy talking about, and he was selling his CD. He said, "Hey man, hey, can you come here, man? I'm trying to get my CDs off the ground." But dude, I knew you playing because your thing looks too flimsy for me. It don't look real enough. And then again, you want me to swipe my card too? Nah. But that's what's wrong because we're guarded. We're guarded nowadays, especially nowadays. We're guarded because we don't know if we're getting scammed, backdoored, as in betrayed.
Right.
That's what that means, betrayed. Backdoor or anything of that matter, or just getting scammed on. And in this case, Jesus looked over there and he went over there.
But teacher, I'm glad you said that. The reason that we know about so many people being scammed or backdoored or whatever you want to, because the people who are scammed, they go back and tell them, hey, don't do this.
Right.
But we don't hear too many people telling how good God's been. We hear the negativity about a situation, but we never hear about the positive.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, like when you ignore that person going into the store and they come back and give them $5.
You don't know what he's gonna do with that $5.
Yeah, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can
It's
already made up
not
your
my
mind.
concern.
Yeah, as long as
You
your
saw
heart's in the right
The key
place.
thing is hearing a need.
Yeah.
Did you hear the need or did you hear what you wanted to hear?
As long as your heart in the right place, you did your part.
Right.
Because I gave this woman a big old cup of my change on Stony, going towards the university. I gave this lady a cup of my change. I wasn't doing anything when I'm getting on no toll road anytime soon. I gave her all that. I said, just keep all that. I'm gonna keep going to work. But I knew it was something. My heart was in the right place. But at the same time, 2 days later, I saw that same lady out there again. So they doing something with that change. But other than that, but you know your heart's in the right place. And now in Jesus, you know, he's righteous and all that. He's gonna help everyone. In this part, he helped those 10 men with lepers. And he told them to go that way and told the priest that you're healed. But it didn't happen on the way there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Did you see what he said? He saw them. He didn't say nothing about he came near to them. So he came near because when they hollered at him, he heard them. So that means because he knew the law too, and he couldn't go near to them either.
Yeah, he can't go near.
Just enough, near enough that they could hear what the instructions that he had for them. And so he hollered out, what he wanted them to do.
Yeah, because they had to shout from a distance because he couldn't get too close to them.
Unclean.
They were very unclean.
Right. And the other thing too about it is that he saw the need and he met the need.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to touch them or anything like that. It don't say that he laid hands on them or anything like that due to the fact that they were unclean. But it said that it was immediate. He didn't go think about it and say, "I'll see you on my way out," anything like that. He said, "Go show yourself," as though it was already done.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
It was already done. And so he said, "Go show yourselves to the priest."
And see, in our verse 14, it shows you their obedience healed.
Yes.
Their obedience, because they did exactly what Jesus said, and they was healed as they was walking towards the priest. Now the priest may have got the credit. Okay. Yeah. The priest may have got the credit, but I'm sorry. But the point of the matter is that they listened. They listened to Jesus, and they believed it. See, sometimes we listen, but we don't believe.
Yeah.
We're not obedient.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the key.
We just listen, but we're not obedient to the word of God, and so it doesn't happen in our.
The same thing with Moses when he was taking children of Israel through the desert. The manna didn't fall until they started the journey.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get fed and provided for until they believed him and went on the journey. As they went on the journey, provisions was made. Same thing for these lepers here.
Yeah.
They knew the law too.
They did. They most
About going to the priest.
Like, because they had to get confirmation from the priest that show me that y'all healed, and y'all can go back to y'all families. And that's what they did. As they were walking, they got healed. They didn't get healed right on the spot.
Right.
As they were walking, they noticed that stuff was going away.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And it's gonna get real hot in the next section right here. Now this shows. Now, you have those Christians that's only here for certain things, and you never see them again. Right. You got certain ones that do come back and just stay here and get spiritually fed. Right. Come in every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Saturday, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Because all of them got healed. Yeah. All of them were healed. All of them got their prayer answered. Yes. And they were Jews. Yeah. Jordan. Yeah. So they all went to take care of their business and make sure they can get back to their family. They were suffering a lot. Yeah. They were suffering too long, and they was long. They want to get back to some civilization amongst out there in the wilderness, asking for somebody or seeing somebody for help, and nobody will come their way. Yeah. Luckily, Jesus came that way. Yeah. Because if he didn't, they would have still been out there.
And one thing I wanted to say was that Jesus, he recognized the law, and he was subject to the law. He knew that he couldn't go near them, and he knew that they had to be validated by the priest in order to get clarity or clear of their disease. So I like the fact that Jesus recognized the law, because he said he didn't come to get rid of the law, he came to fulfill the law. Yeah. So he was still in the realm of. But he could. Yeah. But he could. He was still in human. He was still in human form. Yeah. He could.
But he would contradict the law, though.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. He recognized the law.
And they didn't recognize Jesus as being the high priest.
Yes. That's the key word.
See, they didn't recognize that.
He's his master. He's a great teacher.
That's it.
That's all they know him as. They just know of him. They knew what he looked like. They didn't know what he looked like. But in this case, they actually seen somebody coming this way, and he looked it different from everybody else. And they came to Jesus for some help. And he, like he said, he kept his didn't say, just go back to your priest and tell them.
What was the need? He knew the need.
He knew the need already.
It could have been food. They might have been hungry.
Yeah, that's.
But he knew it was about him.
Just by because it was out
there. Yes.
And you know what? And just take it. We was the 10 leper. As we was walking, man, that stuff just fell off you.
Right.
What about hey, it fell off you too? What? We all witnesses.
Yeah.
We
dried up. Yeah.
And we want to know, is it happening to me too? Mm-hmm. And so they all witnessing to each other.
Yes.
And they all get encouraged
together.
That's when their heads start getting pumped up like a balloon. Their heads getting big.
Go to the priest.
And then they went to the priest, and we gonna see what's gonna happen once they went to the priest. Yeah. Because this is where it gets a little hot. So somebody read from receiving gratitude. Somebody read 15 and 16.
And one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back and with a loud voice glorified God, and fell down on his face at his feet, giving him thanks, and he was a Samaritan.
Oh.
All right. So 15, 16 said, one of them came back. The other ones didn't come back. They just went on their way to say, oh, we healed, we gone, we finna go back to our families now. We can go ahead to our wife and kids and get some hot meals and everything else.
Ready.
Get the cornbread ready, wifey. I'm coming home. They ain't had no phone, so they ain't telling them. But they said they expect the food. They say, honey, I'm home. Lucy, I'm home.
Yeah, here's my certificate.
I am certified, cleared, and healed. No more leprosy for me. So they all just fled away. Now, and one came back and felt like he got like last week's lesson, you gonna get dirty.
Yeah.
When Jesus come, you gonna roll over and do what you gotta do. You gonna sweat, shouting, doing whatever. If you shout crazy, you shout crazy. If you see Deacon, if which Deacon was here, if Deacon Rice was here, he'll be touching the ceiling. High vertical. I've seen it. You do what you gotta do to give God the glory at that time. At this point, this one person, this man, came back. And this is why I told you before. We have those certain Christians that come in for need. Yeah. And once they get that need, they got their reward. They be out the door, and you don't see them again till something else happens or till Easter. And then the one that do come back is the one that been the loyal member to the church. Yes. You see it? Yes. It's here to give God the glory, not just pastor. Right. Pastor just doing it, but he knows the assignment. But the person that came in need gave God the glory by coming in Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, giving God his gratitude and his flowers. Because the other ones just went on their way. You ain't gonna see them again. And
that's what we say. Only what you do for Christ will last, not for yourself. But if you do it for Christ, now you stack it up favor with Christ. Yeah. And now you see, and also you look at it, 1 out of 10. That's a tithe. That's a 10. That's a tithe that came back. Mm-hmm. Out of those 10, 1 came back. That's a tithe.
And what's 1 out of 10?
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
So that 10%
came back. They gave it worship God, right? Gave it back to God.
And that's all because we got to give God 10%. Yeah. Of the tithes. Some people don't even want to tithe. Well, I ain't gonna say some people. I'm gonna say everybody got different situations. A lot of people who make money, bank, don't tithe at all. They just keep the money for themselves. They ain't gonna give it to the church. Jesus. And they don't want to give that 10%. They give $1 in offering. That's it. And say, oh no, I ain't got no money right now. But you driving that truck out there. You mean to tell me you can't afford to give at least 10% to the church? And you come here and you claiming this is your church?
So why is he coming back? Well, 10% came back.
There's one because he recognized.
Yes. That's why we tied.
Yeah. He recognized that. He recognized what I'm trying to say. Yeah, he recognized that Jesus healed him. And Jesus wasn't looking for no.
He not only that, he recognized that Jesus healed him, but he turned around, like you said, how you started off, to say thank you. His shout
every time I turn around,
was a thank you, and it was a thank you because Jesus didn't have to do it.
No.
But he did, and it didn't cost him nothing, so he gave him something. Okay. Christ gave him something, and he gave Christ something. He gave him appreciation, and he just said thank you.
Yeah. He fell to his knees, and that's shows a lot.
I go to the priest later.
Yeah.
I need to give you thanks now.
Because he fell to his knees and did the ultimate gratitude. He didn't do that. He didn't like, oh, appreciate it, bro.
Right.
I'm just gonna go ahead and just keep on going.
Right.
Like the other ones did. They just forgot about it. They just forgot about it. Because we don't know what happened with those other 9. Them other 9 could have got leprosy all over again. Why? Because they didn't come back and give God the glory. Yeah. They just thought they was here. That's it. They did their
offering to the priest and go about your business.
Yeah, you're going about your business. And you never know. They probably had leprosy again. So you have to look on your face. You know, right? Okay. So somebody read 17 through 19. Like I said, this lesson was real quick. So 17 through 19.
Yeah. 17, 19.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Oh, okay. We'll participate. And Jesus answered and said, were there not 10 cleansed? How many did I clean? 10, right? But where are the 9? What other 9? There are not found that received the
glory, to give glory, there are not found that returned to give glory to God, save the stranger, the Samaritan. And he said unto him, arise, get up, go thy way, thy faith, your faith has made thee whole.
Now, when there was Samaritan came back, he was like, he looked behind him like, I know, like, I ain't tripping.
Yeah. Where you buddy?
Where your homies at? I know I seen 10 of y'all.
Yes.
Where's the 9?
Yeah.
Because they way down there, huh? Okay. But the one that did come back, that shows that he recognized, like I said, like Pastor B said, that he was here, that he came and gave glory to God.
Yeah.
Fell to his knees and all. Because they just went about that business. And this goes back to what I said. When you say thank you to somebody,
yes,
it goes a long way. But when you do something, I got you, Pastor. And when you do something and that person don't say thank you to you,
you might not want to do it again.
You might not want to do it again because, I see how you is. Okay.
Right.
Because I remember a couple of times at work, I helped this one particular person. Her headphones were in a pick station. Now I ain't gonna tell you how, I ain't gonna identify what it is. It was a station, okay? Her headphones fell inside of a station where she couldn't get it. Now me, I was able to walk back because I know the knowledge of the station because I fix them because I do a certain job at the place now. She asked, "Hey, you do amnesty on you do amnesty?" I said, "Yeah," but I didn't have my stuff on, so I couldn't really do anything. But it was just something on the conveyor belt. It's no big thing. You can get that, but she couldn't get it. So I said, "Can you help me get my my headphones? Because you can wear headphones at the job as long as they accommodate it." She couldn't get them, so I actually helped her get those headphones up because she couldn't get them. And she said, "Oh, thank you. You are very much appreciated." Now, that goes a long way. She was a pretty little thing, but I'm not gonna trip on that. But she but it kind of bolstered me up a little bit. It had me feel good because that goes a long way.
Yeah.
It's appreciated. Yeah. And then another time I helped somebody out, they just looked at me and just went back to the same situation, but it was a different situation. It was something wrong with me. And they just looked at me and just kept on going. They didn't say anything. I was like, go ahead, Laura.
How do y'all feel about like when pastors? I don't know if I should ask this.
Yeah.
But like when they feel insulted or like one pastor, he went to a funeral. He was supposed to be on the program. He wasn't on the program, and they had somebody else come and preach it while he was there. And he's always said, people don't have to recognize you, just do the will of God. But then he kept bringing it up that, and it's like, I understand he had come here to do this. Somebody else preaches the funeral. And then what? But then you didn't recognize me. Didn't even recognize him. And they knew he was there. But then he was insulted by it. But then you say, your call. It happens, it happens. People you can't say people don't have to recognize them and then get offended when they don't, because we're dealing with different people and not everybody. Like some people be like, "Thanks, G." And then some people be like, "I really appreciate what you did to me. You didn't have to do." And it could be the same thing you did for both parties. But some overextend the gratitude, and then some underextend. I think we get caught up in, you didn't give me enough. How you measure? You didn't grovel.
Because sometimes you think you just expect that. Because you see a grand musician walking through here, he plays, and he expected $500. He just can't play for free.
Well, sometimes you get exposed. You get exposed when you say stuff. God's gonna call you on what you say, and you get exposed. And it goes back to what Pastor just said. If you're doing it for Christ, you're gonna be all right. And if you forgive the person, you ain't gonna keep bringing it up. So that's an internal thing that person has to deal with. Because gonna say thank you.
Or
But that should
recognize
not
you in the house,
stop
yeah.
you, or everybody's not gonna recognize you, but that should not stop you or make you
Serving God,
less
yeah.
than what you are.
Because it didn't, cause sure, Jesus was disappointed, but it didn't stop him fulfilling his destiny.
Yes, yes.
Right.
It didn't stop him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And certain
A
people,
lot of them credited.
yeah,
The Pharisees.
because a lot of people take it when they don't get that thank you, they can take it as you want to say.
Right.
Some people will take it really offensive.
Yeah.
Like,
And don't come back.
you know who I am? I played for you. You can't give me no money.
You token.
I mean, I can't get no money. All you gonna give me is a thank you. I say, yes.
Yeah.
It's a thank
It's a
you
gift.
that you utilize your gift. You didn't have to play, but we see that your heart wasn't really in the right place because now you expected something out of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that's what's wrong with us now, because when we do a favor for somebody, we expect something back in return.
Right.
Because I do favors for people, I help them out, but I don't expect nothing back in return. I don't expect anything. But
Yeah.
but that's for everybody. Go ahead, Pastor.
Verse number 14 and number 19. It shows that something much more happened
Yes.
to one of them.
To the tide.
Because verse number 14 said they all was clean.
Yeah, they always cleanse, right?
Okay. But verse number 19,
Personal.
now it's a personal relationship
Yeah. Developed.
with the man. And it said, and you are whole.
Yeah.
Being whole.
You're saved too. Yeah.
Okay. Being whole is better than being cleansed.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it tells us that you are whole now.
Yeah. Spirit, body, and soul.
Right. The other one was just cleansed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. God, body.
Yeah. But they wasn't whole. This one here, he got the promise.
Yeah. This is what I give you, as Digger said last night. It ain't gonna never run dry.
Right.
I'm glad
Woman at the well. Yeah.
I'm glad you peeped that, Pastor, because I was thinking the same thing when I see 14 and 19,
Yeah.
and when it says they were cleansed, but then one was only whole.
Yeah.
That means half of them.
Yeah.
That half was like
That nine.
it was, and yeah, they was not. They were still dirty at the same time. So they got clean, but they still got that little stain on them.
Yeah.
This one is shiny, brand new, like a cop.
My God.
He came out brand new, and his heart was right.
And see, and it tells you, and it also tells you that when God heals you,
When he does it.
when he does it, and you're not appreciative of it, you're not whole.
Yeah.
You're not whole. You're whole when you accept it and acknowledge it and give him glory.
Yeah.
Okay. If you just say, okay, he did it.
Thank
Now, and you go on about your merry way, never gave him an afterthought, never gave him a testimony, never said thank you to him, never showed that you believe who he said he is. And see, he holds you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He gonna ask you and be like, oh, when I did this for you and so when you was in debt and you had that check that came to the mail that you didn't even expect that came.
Yes.
Where was it? Where was I?
Thank you.
Where was my thank you at?
Yeah.
You took yourself. You thanked
Don't
yourself.
put it in the bank. Just
You
go
put it in the
bank.
bed. You had a little bit left over, and you went to the mall. You said thank you to them,
Yeah.
but you didn't say thank you to me.
And you paid for that, thank
And that was happening with those 9.
you. Yeah.
They got what they wanted,
Right.
and then
You got extra time.
but
Time.
right.
And see, let me just tell you that you brought that up, and I'll let you go on. And see, we're so hard to tell God thank you. Do you realize that every pay period, you tell your bank thank you?
Yeah.
You understand that?
If they didn't-
Your money going into their bank, their bank, not your bank. It may be going into the account you think you own, but guess what? When they want to take something out, they can't.
Yeah. There's no
They
permission.
use your money.
You don't.
You overdraft.
You give them first. They're the ones that got first priority over your money, not you. Now you think it may be you.
Right.
You think it may be you. They can stop
overdraft, and see what happens.
Do a whole bunch of stuff to you that you don't even realize, and those are the first ones
They went off the top.
that you give your stuff to. You give your stuff to. Like, we live in a world now that everything, I'm sorry, teacher, everything that we do now is so electronic, digital. We say it's convenient. No, it's convenient for the masters, not for the people, because they charge you, okay, for digital. See, guess what? Now they done took away jobs because they don't have people manually doing stuff. They have it done all electronically. Now, they tell you the only way that you can know how much you get paid, because we don't give out checks anymore, is that you gotta have a smartphone. Well, you ain't paying for it. Why you gonna make me get a smartphone and tell me I gotta pay to see what you giving me, and I work for you?
Right.
See,
that's your responsibility.
See, they done got away from how they making you pay for stuff. Just like we had free TV for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now football been free all its life. Now it's on streaming. That you gotta pay for.
Yeah.
It was free. NBA is going streaming.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them. They all get more money out of you, but they use your service, and then they make you buy a ticket. If you want to go see them in person, you still gotta buy a ticket. If you want to see them on TV. See, everything has been twisted, but we accept that.
Commercial, yeah.
But see, I'm so glad that I serve a Christ, a God that never changes.
Glory. Yeah.
He's the same today as he was yesterday. He ain't in it for profit. They ain't in it for profit.
Yeah, because they don't care about their people.
Yes.
God cares about his people. And because we all, sometimes us humans are just for greed. We just want the money. Because money don't buy happiness.
No.
Because that money gonna run dry eventually, but God never runs dry, right?
My God, yeah.
And then in this case, this Samaritan knows that God's don't run dry. His heart was in the right place.
He wasn't part of the
he wasn't part of that
Commonwealth.
No, he wasn't part of that. He wasn't part of that crew that wanted out. He was a part of that crew. He wasn't a part of it, but he wanted out because he wants to be out, and he know his heart was in the right place because he know what he wanted.
Yeah.
And then he actually thanked God because that's something that Jesus didn't have to heal none of them.
None of them.
He didn't have to go over there, but he did. And that one person, because he went out his way, that one person realized that. So that's a good dude right there. It's always the one person in the crowd that respect that let's say, oh, that's a good guy. He actually helped us out. And I appreciate him for that.
And he didn't say y'all when you were here. You just go show yourself to the priest. You just say, let up your hands and say, I'm healed. You just go to the priest. But on this case, 19, he spoke specifically to one person.
Mm-hmm.
Because your faith in me, that I can do it, guess what?
But
He made it whole.
Because soon as he saw his blessing, he turned right back around.
Yeah.
Because
lepers,
because that illness was probably killing him more than them.
Yeah.
It was killing because he couldn't see his family. He couldn't do anything. And he was hurting real bad. The other ones, they was hurting, but they weren't hurting like he was. They probably didn't have no family. It was just probably single guys. They probably had a family to go back to.
Jeez.
So we have to be mindful and understand that we always want to be a good Samaritan.
Yeah.
Oh, did you have something?
Yes. So I think I get the stories mixed up sometimes, but him, the one and the Samaritan woman got something in common because they got faith over favor.
Yes.
They were made whole because of that faith.
Because of the faith.
He had over.
Right. Exactly.
That's what was in
Because the Jews were the one that had faith.
Yeah.
They were the Gentiles. It wasn't part of the promise.
People he wasn't even supposed to have dealings with.
Right.
Neither one
of them, right.
The ones they were trained to.
That's why they were trying to kill it.
Reject.
That's why they were trying to kill it.
He didn't reject it. He drew him near.
He came to break the barriers.
We know about that battle. We had management employee.
Yeah.
Don't you mess with, don't talk to them. Don't talk to them.
Yes.
They the enemy. They ain't your friend.
Yeah.
You're right. Someone ain't your friend.
Yeah.
They'll backdoor you real quick. But it's always that one person that will have your back. It's one of them. It's one. Because that's a human.
Yeah.
That's a human. It's a human being at the end of the day. They understand that you here to do your month, that you need. You got a job, you want to make your money, all the other ones don't care.
Yeah.
They was like, you just gone. So we have to be mindful that it's nothing wrong with saying thank you to nobody, regardless how small the favor was or how big the favor is. And we cannot expect something in return all the time either, because sometimes they don't belong. We don't want to expect. We don't want to expect nothing back, but sometimes it's always that alter ego of us saying, "Oh yeah, you will get something back, and you need it. You better get something back."
I invite you over for dinner, then I expect you to invite me over too.
Mm-hmm.
Your house next week.
But you know what? I'm glad you said that, Dick. But see, we have the mentality at times is that certain people you let get away with, you ain't got to do nothing for me. But then there's other people. Hey, you owe me.
Yeah.
You owe me.
Yeah.
You will bring it back to their remembrance.
Yeah.
You owe me. You.
I just forgave you, man. You can't forget your brother.
You can thank everybody else but me.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why you gotta know those that labor among you.
Oh.
There are some people that are, if you keep doing stuff for people, they gonna milk you till you dry.
Right.
They just